morning. Today I planned to do like a packing day, but I'm gonna try and convince my husband to take us to the park and have like a little picnic or something. If I end up showing footage of me packing, I could not convince the husband, but I think it's worth a shot. We'll see what happens. But I'm about to make some pancakes. We'll try and make it look like this. We'll see how they turn out. I'll talk a little bit more about myself, what life was like growing up in Southern California, what life has been like living here in Virginia for the past year and so many months, and how freaking excited I am to be moving to Japan. Good stuff. I think they turned out pretty good, pretty tasty. Anyway, my parents named me Irsay, which means to leave or to go somewhere in Spanish. I am almost 30 years old, and I have suffered from anxiety and depression since I was very little. I was born and raised in Southern California, and I want to just talk a little bit about my childhood and what it was like growing up there. This is why I don't like doing these little, what do you call them, space buns? Little buns, whatever. Every time, without fail. Alright, little friend, get back down there. Anyway, I did this, I've never done this before, but I took two little pieces from the front and I think they're a little too thin. Oh, this looks so bad, but I don't want to undo the buns just to get a bigger chunk of hair. I'm not gonna do it. I still have to go get a couple things from the grocery store, come back, and hopefully it's looking like a packing day. Yeah. I don't want to talk badly about growing up in California because, the beaches and the nightlife and the weather, it's all like really awesome, but it's so expensive to live there and people aren't very nice. My family moved around a lot when I was little, so I was always the new kid. And all throughout elementary and middle school, it was really hard for me to make friends. People thought I was awkward. I was actually picked on a lot and made fun of because I had a weird name, or kids thought I had a weird name. And yeah, that it was not very fun. Those were not good times. Eventually we settled down, and I thought high school was going to be easier, but no, grown ass high school kids still bullied me and were just mean. My father was very strict. It very much felt like growing up in a military household, but that wasn't the case. And even though I'm thankful now, it made adulthood a lot easier to handle. It did not make high school easy. It made high school hell because I was already having to deal with the anxiety that high school brought on. But college was an amazing experience. What people thought of me was no longer relevant, so it was great. It was a good time. And unfortunately, though, with growing up, with strict parents, once I was old enough, I did have to leave the house and I had to experience life on my own. And it was really, really hard having to work and go to college at the same time and not being able to get any financial aid. Despite the financial struggles, I had a lot of fun during this time. And we are in the closet now. Ignore all that mess over here. This is the showstopper. I made a little section for my baby girl. This is some of the stuff that she's got. Some of the first things she got, actually. We have her little shoe collection here, and these cutest sets. Her Crocs. These are her favorite, and it's my husband and I. And I like that it's right next to Dad's side of the closet. Some just cuteness, you know. I did get a head start already. I have a box here where I rolled everything. I try to fold like Japanese style, but that is an art, so yeah, I just have what I'm basically surviving on until we move. The 5 shirts and then the pair of jeans that don't even fit me anymore. I was 27 years old and attending Palomar College when I met my husband. We met February of 2019, and it's honestly been such a blast since then. He's proven to be such a caring and kind and funny guy and totally worth my time. So I knew right away that this was a special man. And we were dating for a few months when he told me that he was moving to Virginia. And I was really sad at the time because I felt like I finally found someone that made me really, really happy. And it was almost too good to be true. And now he had to leave. I continued to date him, and I put a lot of thought into what I was going to do about this distance that was going to be put between us. And of course, I'm in Virginia now, so not a lot of thought went into it. It was more like trusting my gut and knowing that even though we only knew each other for such a short period of time, I just knew. I knew this was the man I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And even more when I made the decision to drive across the country for him. And like I've mentioned before, it was totally worth it. I don't regret making that choice. I don't regret the anxiety and the physical issues that I went through. I couldn't be happier. And I'm sure it's pretty obvious that I'm pregnant now. It's been a good year living here in Northern Virginia. Not too long ago, I would have never imagined living in the East Coast and being pregnant at 29 and like being a military wife. Those were never things that I had ever planned. I had very different things in mind for what my future was going to look like, but this is what my life is now, and it's just so amazing. I am so blessed, beyond blessed. I never really got a chance to explore Virginia, and that's all thanks to COVID. Thank you very much, COVID. But you know what? That's okay. We're a military family. We're always going to be moving. I still feel pretty new at this military life thing, and I feel like I've yet to experience just how difficult it can be. But either way, I'm pretty excited. I think we're off to a good start because for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted to go to Japan. Always. And now I have the opportunity to live there, so that's very exciting. My husband and I are both super stoked to be moving there. And what's even more exciting is we're going to have a third person with us. Like, we've got little Bella on her way. My due date is in July, so yeah, she'll be born on a military base in a completely different country. My plan is to hopefully
learn Japanese as much as I can and teach my little darling as much as I can as well. And I do worry about my husband getting deployed, but I will now have my daughter with me. And that's something that used to get me pretty depressed, was thinking being all alone in a different country while he's deployed. But I have Bella now to keep me company. My little family of 3 is in for some serious adventures and some good times in Japan. So I'm very excited. I cannot wait. Screw being scared of flying on planes. I'm ready to go.
And that wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me, and stay tuned because I will be giving more updates on Japan as the date gets closer. My husband and I now have less than 30 days before we have to move. So stay positive, my friends, and try to smile no matter what happens. Good night.